So have you ever really stopped to wonder what separates the traders who actually make it from the 90% who don't? It's not some secret indicator, and it's definitely not a magic formula. It's a journey. It's a total transformation from a hopeful amateur into a disciplined pro. And in this explainer, we're going to walk that exact path together, step by step, and show you the mindset shifts you absolutely have to make to succeed.
And right from the jump, this is it. This is the choice every single one of us has to make. It's not about being a genius. It's about pure perseverance. This quote really sets the stage for everything we're about to cover. The journey is tough, no doubt about it, and the market has a way of weeding out anyone who isn't all in. The only real question is, which side of this line are you going to be on?
So, where does this whole journey even begin? Well, it starts at a crossroads. It starts at that point of frustration, of confusion, and that gut-wrenching realization that whatever you've been doing, it just isn't working. This is the moment the decision to change has to be made.
And here's something that most beginners totally miss. Your most important trades, they're not made on a live screen with blinking lights. Nope, they're decided right here, in a chair, with a book. The road to profitability doesn't start with the click of a mouse. It starts the moment you commit to becoming a true student of the market.
Does this feel a little familiar? You're drowning in charts, news feeds, social media opinions, but you're totally frozen when it's time to actually pull the trigger. We call this analysis paralysis, and it's a huge red flag that you're stuck in your head. It happens when you don't have a confident, proven system to lean on.
Okay, so you've made the commitment to learn. Awesome. The very first practical step is to learn the language that the market actually speaks, and that language is price action. This is all about decoding the charts to see what is actually happening, not what you think should be happening.
Our first tool is a total classic, moving averages. Look, think of these lines as your noise-canceling headphones for the market. They filter out all that confusing daily chop and just show you the underlying trend. And trust me, as a trader, you always want the trend to be your friend. A simple moving average tells you instantly if the wind is at your back or blowing right in your face.
Next up, we've got Bollinger Bands. The easiest way to think of these, imagine they're like rubber bands stretching around the price. When the price pushes way out to one of the outer bands, it's telling you that volatility is high and the move might be getting a little overextended. It's kind of the market's way of saying, whoa, things are getting stretched a bit too far, too fast. It's not a buy or sell signal on its own, but it's crucial context.
Now we start combining these ideas into chart patterns. You've probably heard of them. Ascending triangles, flags, or the famous head and shoulders. These aren't magic spells. They're just visual stories of the battle between buyers and sellers. They are literally the footprints of market psychology, and learning to read them gives you a repeatable edge.
So why on earth do these patterns even work? It's the million-dollar question, right? The answer is actually pretty simple, because technology changes, but human nature, fear, and greed, that stuff never does. These patterns are just a graphical representation of what a crowd does under pressure. Understanding that is the bridge from just reading charts to building a winning strategy.
Okay, this right here is the pivot point. This is where everything changes. This is where you transform from an amateur who acts on hunches, hot tips, and emotions into a professional who operates a proven system with discipline. Your opinions don't matter anymore. Your system is all that matters.
I mean, just look at this contrast. On the left, you've got the amateur's world. It's chaotic, it's subjective, it's totally emotional. On the right, you have the professional's domain, objective, rule-based, and methodical. Price is the only reality, and your system defines how you interact with that reality, period.
At the very core of every professional system is this one simple, unbreakable rule: asymmetric risk. This 2-to-1 ratio, this is your foundation. It just means you never risk $1 unless the potential gain is at least $2. This isn't just a nice idea, it's the mathematical bedrock that separates long-term winners from gamblers.
All right, let's make this real. Here's a super simple system for a trend trader. See, you're not guessing anymore. You're waiting for the market to come to your predefined entry point, say a pullback to a key support level like a moving average. Then you wait for confirmation, like a breakout on big volume, before you even think about acting. It's a clear, repeatable process.
Listen, you can have the absolute best trading system in the world, but if your head isn't right, you will fail. I guarantee it. The final and honestly the most difficult frontier you have to conquer isn't the market, it's that 6 inches between your own ears.
Let this one sink in for a second. You can have a system that has a positive expectancy, meaning it should make money over time.
But if you lack the discipline to follow your own rules, to take every single signal, to cut every loss exactly where you planned, that system is completely worthless. You are the weakest link.
This is non-negotiable. Winners take 100% responsibility for their results. They don't blame the market, they don't blame their broker, they don't blame bad luck. They follow their plan and they accept the outcome, win or lose. Whiners? They just make excuses. You have to choose which one you're going to be.
All right, we've covered the tools and we've covered the mindset. Now let's boil all this down into a clear set of actionable rules and habits that actually build a professional career. Think of this as your checklist for survival and eventually success.
These are your non-negotiable rules of engagement. First, you live and die by your stop loss. Always cut your losses small, 7 to 10% max. Second, you only focus on market leaders in the hottest industries that are trading near their all-time highs. And third, you never, ever, ever buy a stock that's in a downtrend. These aren't just tips, they are the core principles that protect your capital.
And finally, these are the daily habits of a pro. A written plan is your shield against your own emotions. A journal is your honest performance review. Paper trading lets you test your system without paying the market tuition for your mistakes. And an accountability partner, they keep you honest. This is what doing the work actually looks like.
This quote just nails the entire journey. When you have put in the hours, studying, backtesting, journaling, and honing your discipline, quitting isn't even an option anymore. You've invested way too much of yourself to just walk away.
So there you have it. The path is laid out right in front of you. It's a path of study, of system building, and of psychological mastery. There are absolutely no shortcuts. The only question left is the one you've got to ask yourself. Are you willing to do the work?